see right here, look at this. Y'all see the pine straw? They put pine straw all across the bottom of the yard. Look. Can y'all believe that? You're talking about a freaking nightmare to maintain. Oh my God. Dude. That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Customers do some stuff that really end up costing them a lot more money in the long run. Who would put pine straw down under all those trees where leaves? I mean, you could get grass there. You can't maintain it with a lawnmower or nothing. I mean, some of the stuff I see out here is just like, what? No wonder they're weary of a landscaper, because landscapers do this kind of work and they leave the customer set up for failure. At the end of the day, they are. Okay guys, good morning, good morning. It's Wednesday morning, more rain. It rained all night. Everything is really wet. So just a couple things going on. Obviously I'm in my other truck. Jared's not working today. Well, there's nothing we can do, man. You know, if I'm gonna have him, you know, come out here, we need to be doing something. Even if it's not making money, it's training, one or the other, right? And I don't know, you know what, I got a few lawns that we can do, and we'll start the training process as soon as it dries up. I picked up another customer down by the gas station that I do already. I picked up the Mexican restaurant next door. It's under different ownership. The last people that owned it, well, they went bankrupt and they owed me money. Well, they didn't owe me a lot. They owed me $100. So I told the guy, you know, yesterday when I was in there getting gas, he came up to my truck. He said, "Hey, you gonna cut the grass this year?" And I already had his phone number and everything. I'm like, "Yeah." I want to make sure that, I said, "I want to make sure that I get paid." He said, "I'll pay you up front." So that'll work. You know, if you'll pay me, you know, for the month up front, and I'm going to be doing it every 2 weeks. So we'll do it at the same time we do the damn gas station. And it's all flat ground over there. It's nothing, you know, the biggest thing you got to worry about over there is there's a corner lot on the corner of 85 and Highway 16. There's a lot of traffic, you know, so you got to be careful, you know. And those are going to be a couple of the ones that I'm going to want Jared to be doing. Of course, I'll have to show him everything. So yeah. So I had a lady call me this morning, and you know, I will say this up front. I don't really know that she's the ideal customer for me. She wants some trees taken out, but she said, "Well, I could go rent an electric saw and I could cut them down." Well, you know, when customers start speaking like that and or potential customers start speaking like that and minimizing what you do, right? Or what, you know, what, well, of course, anybody can, you know, go rent a saw and cut a tree. I mean, that's not, you know. So what she was saying, and this kind of tells you where her brain is, when it comes to this type of thing. So she's saying she wanted me to come look at some trees, and then as we were talking, she said, "Well, you know, I can go to Home Depot and I can rent an electric saw, number one, and I can cut these trees down with an electric saw." And I come back at her and I say, "Well, that's all fine." I said, "Anybody," I said, "my granny can cut down a tree. You know, anybody can cut down a tree. What are you going to do with it when you cut it down? What are you going to do with the stump? What are you going to do? I mean, you know, is your electric saw going to cut it into pieces you can pick up with your hands? You know, these type of things." And she was, I don't know if she was taken aback because I've never met her before, but she, you know, I don't know that she felt like I felt that she was minimizing everything. You know, I don't know. That's a red flag though. When customers start thinking they can do what you do, then in their brain, whether they can or not, but in their brain they can, then, you know, that's the bad thing about being a small operator, because you attract a lot of the customers that that don't think that what you do is valuable, or not as valuable as you think it is. See, I bring a lot more to the table than the ability to cut a tree off. Anyway, I mean, you know, and I don't really think that I'm going to be able to work for her, because of that mentality that she has. Now, I'll know more after I meet with her. I'm going to go look at it and see, just because, well, it's a rainy day. I ain't got a whole lot going on, and I got another job that I'm definitely going to be doing. It's not a tree job. It's I'll show y'all. I'll go look at that little tree job. I don't think I'm going to even want to do it. If she's already, you know, thinking in her head that she can do it, and it not cost her a lot, then, you know, because I'm not going to do anything for less than $500. So, when it comes to trees and stuff, and maybe more than that. You know, it just seems like smaller outfits like me, where you're not exactly a tree guy, right? And you're not exactly a hardscaping retainer wall paver guy, where you're kind of like, you know, you're floating in the middle: lawn care, tree trimming, tree removal, skid steer work, but nothing really, you know, I don't want to say, nothing really that you know, do on the reg, and customers sense that, or they know that by looking at whatever ads you may have put out or whatever. Then they know if they call Boss Tree Service, well, Boss Tree Service is going to come over there and going to charge them a couple grand to do blah blah blah. Now, of course, Boss Tree Service is much more capable than I, but they're going to charge, and customers know that, so they don't call the big tree companies. So that's one thing. You know, so I don't think I'll be able to work for her, but I would like to see the job and kind of see what, you know, and considering I'm already, you know, over there looking at this job I know I'm going to do, then, you know, it ain't costing me a lot. Okay, so on another front, so this HOA here, the one that I lost, it really bugs me that I lost it, right? And when I was talking about how long it took and everything versus the money, a lot of you guys came back and was saying, well, that's not that great of money. Well, I noticed in the video, what I didn't say in the video, and I don't know why, is that when I do this one, we cut 1 yard in the neighborhood, right? I mean, we don't even have to load the truck up. We don't even have to load the trailer up. We just we start mowing down here, and then I'll zip across the street and do a $120 yard there. And then we got one of the homeowners in the HOA, that's a $100 yard. And then we got one lady that lives outside of the HOA, right next to it on the roadside. She pays us $50 a pop to cut her bank, right? So really at $500 a pop, plus about another $250, $300, 270, I think. 120 plus 50 plus 100, yeah, 270. So really it's 770 that we're getting in the 3.5 to 4 hours. But beyond that, it's also really convenient for me, because we can I had broke it up into sections, so when we start wrapping up a day on another route, then I could send the guys over to that HOA and go on and do this piece, right? You know, so then when we do get over there, we're not having to do the whole thing, and we're just filling in at the end of the day because it's right next to my house. It's really all about how you manage your time, if you're going to make good money or not. A lot of the little things like that are some of the things I'm going to miss. And also, I know that I don't see how anybody, unless they sold them a freaking pipe dream, you know, can do it for less than what I'm doing it for. So after reading some comments from people a lot more experienced than me, I reached out to the HOA president, right? And I emailed her, and you know, you got to be careful doing that though when you're going through the property management group, right? Because when you're getting paid through them, then if you alienate the property management people, then that's not a good thing. But considering I lost the account, and I don't really know why, what, who, when, where, was we never got any complaints. We never, nothing, you know, I never did not do it. I always came through. I even did a lot of extra little stuff over there, you know, I picked a tree up one time that was, you know, fell on the gravel road. Just a lot of little things. So I was, you know, very, well, concerned about why did I lose that account? I want to know why. Of course, the property management people, they don't tell me why. They say, well, they're going in a different direction. That don't help me get better, man. I want to get better. And if I don't know why I lost an account, then I can't get better. Beyond the money, blah 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 blah. I want to know why. You know, if at all possible for me to find out, I want to know exactly why I lost it. Did I say something wrong? Did I shoot grass the wrong way? I mean, you know, I don't know. You know, and the management group don't ever tell you none of that stuff, right? They're just going in another direction. Well, see, that makes me weary of the management group, because the management group don't know what it takes to do the properties, right? And like a lot of you guys said, you know, HOAs are bad enough, cheap enough, but then you throw in the third-party management group, well, then you got a whole nother layer that you got to go through to find out anything. And see, usually when I do HOA stuff, the whole time I've been in business, I've never dealt with a property management group. I've always dealt with the HOA itself. I don't understand why an HOA, you know, needs a management group. I don't understand why. I can't for the life of me figure out why in the world would they need a property management group. They don't have a pool. They don't have trash pickup. They don't have any of the golf course or any of the amenities that, you know, it's a roadside cut. Y'all seen it before. I don't understand. I feel like they just wasting a bunch of money on that. Anyway, and I know I'm not gonna live or die by it, but I want to know why, and I want to try, and I want to know if the management group is deceiving me, because I don't trust them, you know, because I know they got skin in the game. Some kind of way they got skin in the game, or if they didn't, the HOA wouldn't have them managing the property. Just seems silly to me when you're talking about a rough cut area. It just seems silly to me to have the management group for that. Now, I don't know what else the management group does for them, but I guarantee you, the management group ain't free. You got to see their office. Yeah. So I reached out to the president of the HOA and says, "Hey Ray, how you doing? I was the president of the HOA, but for 2 years, last 2 years, but I decided to give it up and let blah blah take over that." And she said, "I know you know him because you've talked to him, you know, on email, right? Back when I initiated the contract. I think he's the one that signed the contract. He's the president now." And I'm like, okay. So I reached out to him, and I had never met him, but you know, we've emailed. So I reached out to him, and this is how tight everything is, y'all. I mean, and the houses over there, keep in mind, the houses over there in that property, they are $1 million houses, you know, $900,000 houses. You know, they ain't no you know, cheap houses or nothing. and they're nice big properties and stuff. So I think the lots over there are 5 acres. I reached out to him on Facebook, just like that's how I've been contacting all of them, because they don't publish their phone numbers and nothing. So I reached out to him on Facebook Messenger. He responded right back, he said, well, we're going through some changes, which is the same thing the management company told me. He said, and we're running tight on money. And I know that last year, Ray, you said that you were going to do it for $550, and then you were going to go up to $600 this year. And so that's why we don't have the money. And I'm thinking, man, $50, you know, that tells you how tight their finances are. And so I said, well, that was what the management group. Another bad thing about having another third party as a third party is they, you never know what they're telling them. And of course, the management group's going to try to keep me away from them because I'll end up cutting them out. So I told the management last year. The management group came to me. He said, Ray, if you'll do it for $550 this year, which was last year, then we'll get you $600 next year. That's what he told me. I mean, I got it in a freaking email, but nobody signed a contract to that effect. They only signed a contract for 1 year. I should have known right then. Yeah, ugly. I said ugly. So this guy comes back and says, Ray, we've already been in discussions with another landscaper, and we've already, pretty much hired another landscaper, He said, but if it doesn't work out, we'll call you, because, well, they know I'm capable, and they know I live right here, and I don't see how anybody's doing it any cheaper. We'll see if the people can actually do it. It's a lot of work. Y'all know, anybody that's watched the channel, y'all know that HOA is a lot of work. And if you're not rigged right, it'd be hard to make money. Like if I lived 20 miles away, I wouldn't be able to make money at that number. The only reason why I can make money at that number and it work for me is the fact that I live on the same road. Right? But we'll see. That's a whole nother topic. I may get it back, I may not. A lot of landscapers be selling pipe dreams, and I know all the landscapers in my area, all the lawn maintenance guys in my area. Ain't none of them any more capable than me. There's bigger outfits, and I'm sure there's smaller outfits, but they don't have any more capability than I do on the lawn maintenance tip for the money, right? You're not going to get the huge outfit to come out there and do that property for $300 because it's, at the end of the day, it's simple mathematics. I'm putting three 60-inch Exmark Laser Z mowers on that cut. 3 of them. And it's still taking, 3.5 hours or so. Now that includes the other cuts, so it's really about, probably 3 hours, on that cut. And having three 60-inch mowers running all the time, the whole time you're there, because there's not a lot of weed eating. That takes time no matter what. And you got to devote a certain amount of resources to that. And if you're a bigger outfit, a lot of the bigger outfits, they can't even haul 3 of the big mowers at one time. They might get 2 of them and then a stand-on or whatever. So anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there. And damn, I'm supposed to go this way. But I did, like I said, I have picked up a customer or two. This year I picked up 3 customers, and they're all right in my city. Of course, I lost the HOA, so, but we'll see what they come back with on that HOA. You know, I just want to know why, and I don't know why it bothers me so much, you know, but it does. It bothers me. You know, I can see if we over there and we, you know, tore up somebody's grass, or, you know, we didn't do the job correctly, or, you know, we slung grass in somebody's vehicle, or you know, I can understand that. But this right here is over $50 HOA. So at the end of the day, Ray, you really don't want to fool with him. And I didn't know that, you know. So I guess I got my answer right. I found out why they gonna go in another direction. Of course, ain't nobody cut it yet either. You know, a lot of landscapers gonna come up to them and say, yeah, I'll do it for $500. They think $500 is a lot of money, but once you get over there, if you ain't got the right equipment, you'll be over there for a whole day. $500, $550, whatever, you know. So they probably got somebody to do it for $500. Well, they probably talked to somebody that said they'll do it for $500. A lot of people say they're gonna do something and then they don't do it. A lot of landscapers, they're not like me, where they'll go in and they'll you know, get the property, and then they'll realize they can't make money at that number, or their numbers are really slim. They kind of knew that to begin with. They were just trying to get the customer. I used to do it all the time. But then once they get the customer and they start seeing how broad everything is and how wide and far, you know, it's 2 miles of freaking roadside. And it ain't, you know, you skip this piece, do this piece, you know. They start realizing, you know, after the first cut, man, that took us a minute. And then by the second or third cut, they either no show, or they go into the HOA wanting more money. And they got a better luck, I know it as well as anybody else knows it. They got better luck getting more money out of a homeowner than a HOA. HOA ain't gonna give you no extra money, dog. They ain't gonna go up on the number. You know. So once you agree to the money, then it's gonna be, I got a feeling they're gonna be calling me, because I just don't see anybody doing it for less than the $550. So, and when I pull up into a neighborhood to look at jobs I've never been to or whatever, and this is a tree job, it's not gonna, I know I wouldn't be able to do her lawn maintenance just by the 10-minute conversation that we had. So, but when I pull up into the neighborhoods, I'll look at everything. I'm just you know, it ain't like a conscious thing. I just kind of look at how neat things are. What is the expectation, right? You know, what is everybody else doing in the neighborhood or whatever, right? Get off me. And I would say these houses over here, they're probably, you know, 600,000, something like that. But as I look at as I ride through looking at the yards, they're neat. You got a pond back there. You got a you know, zoysia and Bermuda grass in the front. You got all the leaves are picked up, nothing laying around. All the bushes are nice and neat. The houses are sitting pretty. Even with some of these river oak trees, there's a big batch of river oak trees right here, and they're known to drop a bunch of limbs. There ain't a limb on the ground. So that tells you a little bit about how people are maintaining the properties over here and what their expectations are. All right, I'm pulling up, man. Oh, she'd definitely be difficult, y'all. The work that she wants to do is minimal. I told her $600, and I would not have to have the skid steer over here, but I probably would bring it over here because I own it, and it would be really easy to do. I'm gonna turn the other camera on and kind of just show y'all from the road. Oh, Y'all see the tree right there in front of the house, and then there's another one right there, not the crepe myrtles, there's another right in front of the house. I think there's some kind of maple tree or whatever, but I spend about 10 minutes here. So I'm probably not going to get this work though, because, well, she's a certain type of individual that thinks she knows more than a pro knows, and she tell me, oh, my grass is beautiful and this really looks bad. So, you know, I wouldn't do it for less than $600, and I could do it. I could do it without the skid steer, you know. But she's one of these naive customers. Well, she's not naive. She think, well, in her head she ain't naive, but I know she is. She said, well, what about just cutting it off? Well, I mean, she doesn't want me to get the stump out. Well, if I got all that stuff up close to my house, I want the stump gone, man. If it's not, I'm gonna charge the same. I mean, I'm not gonna do it any cheaper because she don't want the stump out, right? Damn, I wish I'd hit record while I was talking to her. Y'all would have seen y'all would have felt what I felt. Okay, so now we know we're probably not gonna get that one. She said she had another guy come and look at it and give her a price, but she didn't tell me what that price was. So that was about a 20-minute waste of time. But, you know, I put a number out there. I looked at it and I put a number out there. So, you know, if she don't want to do it, it don't really matter to me. She ain't in Sharpsburg. She's in Tyrone, man. But I can literally go over there and snatch them 2 trees up, and if I'm her, I want the root ball and all. Even if it does mess up a few of the junipers that she has there, right? I mean, junipers are, I mean, they're you know, I would want to get all that clean where I can plant anything I want, man. She's gonna leave the roots and stumps and all right up against the house like that. And at the end of the day, I'm going to charge her the same because it ain't no more effort for me to cut them off than to snatch them out. It's the same thing to me. Actually, it might be harder to cut them off than to just come up with the damn grapple bucket, grab them, and pull them out. You know, but to each their own, man. I'm not going to get that work though. That's okay. All right, y'all. I'll turn the camera back on the next one.